Yo, what's up everyone, it's Shinji Amal here, back with another video. And today, I know I missed an upload yesterday. That I will say that wasn't my fault. There was a mix up with when my new mic was arriving and all that. And it was a whole thing, so I didn't know if I needed a video ready or not. And it ended up arriving today, and I'm recording off of it now. I hope you guys have noticed a difference in the mic quality. This one I feel sounds a lot better than my old rattly headset mic. But anyway, today we are telling the story of how, not really how anything, just a crazy day when I went out. You get me? There was one point where we had to run from the police. There's another point where my mate missed the bus home, 4 times. Until he missed the final one and he had to get picked up by his dad. And then I was in an abandoned cafe. What else? Skateboarding, climbing a hill. Yeah, anyway, I'll get into the story. It's the end of a school day and me and some mates have arranged to go out. First, so we decide, right, everyone go home, get changed and meet up. So I take myself home. It's only about a 15-minute walk. Go home, get changed real quick. Walk to walk to Daniel's. If you watched the other video where a dude pulled out a knife on me, Daniel's, 6'2" Donnie. Yeah. Anyway, walk to Daniel's house. Turns out he's already left, and he's gone down to a Lidl, where he's meeting with everyone else, which is, I think, 2 more people. So we got Daniel, we'll call someone else Jeremy, and we'll call the less relevant one Philip. So we got Daniel, Jeremy and Philip. Now I start running. I've got a skateboard on me, but I'm not skateboarding up a steep hill. That's just not how it works really, is it? Anyway, I make my way to them. They're literally just over this bridge. So I go over the bridge and bang, they're there. They don't realise it's me at first. So I sneak up on them, say well gone, and then we meet up. So from there, now we've got me, Daniels, Jeremy and Philip. From there we have to go meet with another mate who lives in town, which is about 2 miles away from here. So we're just going to skip this part of the story. I just needed to clear up who I was hanging out with. So we meet up with the other mate. Who do we call him? There's a lot of people in this story. We got Daniels, Jeremy, Philip and Aaron. Daniels, Jeremy, Philip and Aaron. So now we're all met up. And what happens? So we meet up with Aaron, and then we go to this park area, green area. Now we go there just to start hanging out, and boom, we run into another group of people from our school. So we're chilling with them for a bit, maybe maximum of 30 minutes, just chatting it up, saying what on, seeing how everyone's doing. Now from there, we decide, right, there's an abandoned cafe that I want to go to. It says an abandoned cafe that I go to, every now and then, because it's just cool to look around and chill. I'll describe the scenery. It's over a cliff edge. There's an abandoned, burnt down cafe at the top. You can sit in there and it looks out over the sea and an old, burnt down, abandoned pier. It looks out over all of that and it's got a pebble beach at the bottom of the cliff. It's quite a nice chill out spot, to be honest. The only problem is, which we'll run into later, is the neighbour across the road is, what would you call a guy Karen? Like a Kyle or something? He's one of them. So if he sees you enter the cafe, then he's calling the police, which is annoying, which is also something that happens later. So we'll just skip to a bit when we're going in the cafe. So we rock up to the cafe. It's another 1 or 2 miles from that park, so already through this video skipped an hour and a half of walking, but nothing much happened on the way to places. Apart from we did grab some drinks on the way, but they're already drank by now. Anyway, we get to this abandoned cafe. It's surrounded by woods on a cliff, looks out over the sea and an old burnt down pier. And across the street is this one house where this Kyle lives at, this old man. Now it turns out he was sat in his window. He's always sat in the windows. He's always sat in the front window looking directly at the cafe. That's it. That's all he ever does. If not, he's out shopping. Anyway, so there's this little gate that separates the road and the little path that leads to a cafe. The thing is, the gate's never been up for too long because everyone still goes to a cafe. So all you need to do is like pull the gate and you can just slide through, turn sideways, and you can get through there. So everyone gets through. Now we're in the cafe, chilling. We're having a look around. We go downstairs in the cafe. To get downstairs in the cafe, there's this really dodgy small staircase, right? So it's like insanely small. It's like a hatch you have to go down. And now, if anyone's watching and you know somewhere like this, don't do this because it's very dangerous. Because we were on the top floor of the cafe. There was 2 floors to it. And it's an old burnt down building. I'm surprised that thing hasn't collapsed yet. I say that, but I'm still going back there to this day. But either way, we make our way down this tiny hatch, which is like probably 1 meter by 1 meter in diameter. And there's a staircase down at the bottom that would lead to where the kitchens and all that would usually be. So we get down there, we turn our phone torches on because there's no windows, it's just darkness. And old like burnt papers, old fridges, and all that. There's this one room I don't go into to this day because it's just old stuff, like old newspapers from like the 1960s and all that. There's just old plates, bowls, forks, and all that in there. There's nothing really. There's no use for us going in there. Plus, we found out a homeless man lives like either in the cafe or in a tiny house next to it, like an old abandoned house. Anyway, now we're at the bottom of the cafe, we're walking around exploring. Now we hear footsteps, and we're like, shit, what's that? Now the footsteps start getting closer, and we're like, oh, right, we should probably dip. And then out of nowhere, we're stood on the bottom floor, and we hear someone on the top floor of the cafe speaking into a radio, and another person on the phone, and we're like, shit, police are here, mate. So there's this tiny little like shrubbed in path next to a cafe that leads up to the top floor entrance and past the homeless man. It feels weird saying homeless man's house, but the homeless man's like shelter. Luckily, I don't think he was in. If he was probably asleep. Anyway, we go past there. We have to run up because to get to the front entrance of the cafe on the top floor without going through the cafe, you have to run on top of this dude's roof. Which, sorry to a homeless dude, but it isn't his house, really. And it's also like a full-on concrete roof, so there's not really any big problem with it. Anyway, we get out top, turns out there's no police there. And there's no dude in the cafe, which made no sense. Also, to this day, guys, I think that cafe is haunted. There's been stories of like ghosts there, and every time I go there, there's either this black figure there that just walks around. They can like see through the cracks of the building, or you hear like footsteps. But that doesn't stop me from going back there because it's quite cool. Anyway, so it turns out there was no one on a radio and no one on a phone. Weird. But then we go back down the road. The old man's still looking out the window. He's on his phone now, so he's obviously calling the police. But we didn't think this at the time because we were only leaving. So we make our way just down the road a tiny bit to this little area, which is like a seating area. Now, at that seating area, right, there is a high wall, and up on top of that wall is like a really steep hill. Now, I throw my skateboard down and we all start climbing that hill because why not? We can slide down it as long as you don't fall off the like 9-foot drop from the wall, you'll be fine. But even then, if you land correctly, you'll be fine. Just don't like twist your ankle and break your leg or ankle. Anyway, we start climbing up that, having fun, just doing what kids do. I keep repeating 2 words in front of each other today, sorry about that, but I just want to repeat some stuff because I like the sound of this new mic, and I can watch my own videos now with this new mic because my voice sounds how it does to me. Anyway, I keep saying it anyway as well. I really shouldn't, but you guys are probably still enjoying the video. So, by the way, this is going to be a two-parter, the first two-parter on this channel. This is going to be Running from Police Part 1. Now, we're chilling. We've actually got some crisps from the shop where we got the drinks at the start of the video. Now, I forgot we started these, I've only just remembered it now. Because we were laying out crisps in the road and like running out past cars to try and save them, or we were having them like squashed by cars. Then there was this one water bottle left, which was Aaron's. Now, I didn't really like Aaron, so I took his water bottle, and all of this road is on like the side of a cliff. So I just decided, yeah, sorry mate, your bottle's going. Boom, off the side of the cliff. Also, I gave everyone a name because they'll be more important later on. Anyway, so road clears and we decide who can do the most push-ups in the road before a car comes, and who can do the most in that time. So we all go in the road, start doing push-ups. I win, of course, because they don't work out at all. So they all do like 5 push-ups, give up. I'm there doing like 45. That's not an over-exaggeration, by the way. I don't know how that's a flex. Why am I flexing that? That's just sad. But I can do about 45 in a row. I'm aiming for 50, but I haven't improved my push-ups in a while. Anyway, then all of a sudden a car comes, so I could have probably hit 50, but I was struggling a lot by now. So I run out of the road, and we're like dashing each other's bottles off cliffs. We're throwing crisps and all that. Then all of a sudden, no, it was Aaron who decided to run over to the other side of the road. And he looks down the road to where the cafe is, and there's just police cars outside. And he calls us over and he's like, bro, there's police. And then everyone was like, nah, you're lying. So we all run over to the other side of the road real quick. And a police car did drive past us just before this, so it does make sense. But we didn't expect there to actually be police for us. Now the police see us, and it's exactly what the old man described. 5 young men dressed up all went into an abandoned cafe and left. And now 5 dressed up young men are by the cafe. So by now they start like coming after us, like not in their cars of course, but just start walking over to us. And out of nowhere I just decided, boys, I'm gone. I don't even ride my skateboard, bro. I don't even skate. I pick it up and run. And may I say, these 4 Donnies are so slow. Bro, I saw police, and the second they started walking over, gone. So this is like half a mile from the seafront, and out of nowhere, see police, I'm on the seafront. Bang, just there. Everyone else is falling behind me, and I'm just gone. No one was caught, by the way. No one was caught. But, like, when you're running from police, you have to be fast, man. Come on. They nearly just risked them getting into serious trouble over that shit. Because you can get quite a big fine for going in that cafe because it's still owned, like privately owned. I think it might, actually no, it might be owned by the council. Just like the pier, because I've been on the pier before. The old burnt down pier. You have to walk across the seabed when the tide goes out to get there. I'll tell a story about that one day. I've been out there and there's like £600 to £6,000 fine for that, and for you Americans, I guess that's about $7,000, $700 to $7,000, maybe $750 to $7,500, just for going out onto an old abandoned pier. But it's the only places in my town that have fines for that, or the abandoned hotel, which I've never been in because it's lit with cameras still. But here's the thing. Now back to my main point. We're all running from the police. Why are you being slow, man? what's the point in being slow when you're running from the police if you're just making it so easy for you to get caught. Luckily, only one of the police cars came after us, and to our right, by the time we go maybe, let's say, 1,000 footsteps down the road, but at full sprint it'll probably be like 20, no, not 20, 200 footsteps. All of a sudden you can turn right onto these paths and turn right again, and you're down at a part where you can observe over the pier, like where no cars can go, and there's a car park at top, but then from there you can run down this staircase and along the seafront and through the housing estates, which is what we ended up doing. And I was dipping out of this. Everyone was so slow, man. I was gone. If I really wanted to, I could have been home within like 15 minutes of that. My house is like 50 minutes away from that place. But guys, that has to be the end of part one. Like, we're not even a third of the way through the story, but I can already tell. I can't see how long I've been recording for, but I can tell this is a long recording so far. So sorry this has been a bit boring. This is mainly a video to test out my new mic. I hope you guys like the new mic. It's a, let's see, it's a Fifine 669, no, T669 with the like arm and all that, pop filters. It's a really nice mic, to be honest. It was meant to arrive yesterday, and this story would have been out yesterday if it did, but it didn't. So either way, guys, that's the end of part one. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Either way, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next part. Goodbye.